Okay, so right now let's start on writing them. So far we have this controller, task controller. Now we want to write a test case for this controller, uh, and how we can actually write a test case. So these are the things that we're going to write. We're going to find the answer in this video. So let's just write a new class. Let's call this task controller test. Okay, task controller test, and let's just add this into the bin, into the git. Okay, so this is the thing. Okay, so how it is going, basically there's a controller test, so that are rated with web MVC test, so that is added. And we're going to need this web MVC, so let's just have this private mock MVC, and then we just write private, because there is one service that controller uses that is called task service, and that we are going to mock, by the way. So task service is there, so let's just mock bean, let's just say it's a mock bean. So I mean mock MVC, this has to be some way, I mean, so though some way we have to initialize it, so I'm just saying that let's just use autowired. And so we are writing the unit test for this thing. Okay, first of all, this method, we are going to write the unit test for this method. Okay, let's just say public uh, void get, what that's get all task. Let's just copy the name here. Get all task, return uh, task. Okay, let's just say return task. Okay, so what we need to do is we have to, if you try to look at this thing like this call the get all task, so we need to mock this behavior because we don't want external things to be called. So let's just mock this behavior. For this we need to mock it, we just need to have mock it dot when it just call, when I say I just call, it means task service dot get all task, then it should return what should it return, I mean, so you understand what it returns, by the way. It returns a list of tasks DTO. So let's just have a list of task DTO. Let's just say it's a new array list, and let's just create one task as well. Task DTO and let's just add this thing into the that's why it was not coming, because we haven't imported the class list. Add this task. Okay, so we can return actually this thing task, we can return. Okay, so that is written, that is done. Now we have to do the actual calling of this thing. So how we are going to do actual call? We are going to mock MVC dot perform. So perform, so we need first of all we have to mention a URL. So to mention a URL we mock MVC request builder dot get, let's just call get, and let's just say that what is the URL, by the way, API, that is called API, and the second is called as a task, and the third is called this is the final thing. Okay, dot and expect what it should expect, by the way. uh, let's just take this to the next line, and we have to expect, means we have to expect something from its status. So mock request matcher, mock MVC request response matcher, result matcher, by the way, result matcher dot status. So what should be the status? The status should be is okay. Okay, and expect mock MVC dot content. I just want to make sure the content is something that is we always wanted. Dot get. So let's just try to add the exception. I mean that should it also throws an exception, so we have to throw an exception. Okay, so that's why it is content type string bytes. So the situation is that how we can actually verify the content. So let's just keep it for the moment, and let's just move this thing as well and see how our test is running. We have to write the test annotation, otherwise how it would get to know that this is a test. So let's just run it and see that what is the status of it. So it has ran fine. If we try to look at it, I mean the next thing that we have to do is, I mean, so this we could do, so that is done by the way. Let's just say add and expect, because there are many things that we can expect from here. So instead of write like MVC request builder, we means we can also write mock MVC request matcher, result matcher. Okay, dot JSON path. We can also get the JSON path, but right now I'm just interested in the so we can also compare the we can also get the content, but right now I'm just interested in the is okay. So is okay, then that's it I want. So uh, let's just write have a debugger over here, and then we will see that what we can do actually. So it has stopped here. Let me just copy this thing. So instead of here, I mean, what we want to do, I just want to have a dot get content dot content. Okay, and then see what are the examples that you can afford to give me. So basically that it want me to have something like dot string XML. What I can do right here, there is nothing I can do. Okay, so this would not be the way because it is not working. Let's just close it, and let's just run it fine. It will run fine. And there is another way actually. If you want to compare, we can write an add and expect. So we just want to use the JSON path, and with JSON, so this is a particular syntax like value, because there is a value over there, and then we want to check its length. Okay, and we want to check its length, and then we say that it should be value should be 1. So let's just write another debugger here and run it to check what will happen. Okay, so it has fantastically stopped, and if we try to see what is actually done here, so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to close it here. Okay, and trying to evaluate it, and then see MVC result. Here is MVC response, and here you can see that we have all the things. So basically what I did, I just with uh, with delta sign, I mean this is an adjacent object. So as I look at the start and then I came here, then I want to find out what would be the length of it. So its length is should be 1 because there is only one object is added. So let's see if we run what is the result that we are getting. If we write here, I mean the other than 1, like if we write here 2, remove this thing, then this test should fail, and the reason is that because it was expecting 1 and like the actual it is 1 but expected 2. Okay, and let's see if I want to compare the value. So I'm again using the same thing. So here I just want to do a json dot value dot value, I mean value is a uh, array that dot id because id is there, and I want its value to be 1. Okay, so let's try to see does it run fine or not. We can will then this will fail. The reason is that because we added an empty object, so it should complain that it is a okay, it has failed here. I mean we did not correct it the first thing. So let's just try to task dot set id and just say let's run. This time it should run fine. So what is saying? It is saying that it should be long. Okay, I understand that it should be long, so that's why I just converted into the long. So this time it should run fine. Okay, let's try to see why it has run fine. What we can do is actually one we can okay, we can write 2 here and see that it should fail right now. So it has failed. Okay, fantastically it has failed. Okay, so I think we are done with this test. Let's just complete the other test. Let's just complete the remaining test. But for this video, we can just complete the test for get all task, get task, find by title. I will just write get task. I'm just covering the positive test case. Uh, return task. Okay. So here, what is the thing? It should not return this thing. Instead, it should return only one task because I want it that there is only one task that can be returned by the ID. Okay. So that is the thing, and here I can say get task. So this is and here I have to write ID, and let's say I want it to be written on the ID 1, and we have to provide some value. So I want to say mojito dot any, I mean any long would be preferable approach. So what it will return, it would return not this thing value, instead uh, it would return that thing. Okay, so let's try to run this thing and see what it is returning actually. Means we just copy paste many things, so that's why it is returning an error. If we could stop it, so let's just see it is running fine or not. So it is running fine. Let's just try to complete all the other two. Get task by title, and then third was called get task by status. Okay, so I just want to write test case for all the get endpoint. Uh, so here we just need to write something like test.get set title. Let's say just it is a title, and title, let's say work, it is a work. And here we want to write a test case for set status. Okay, and let's just say that the status is always, I mean status, you know that it is a boolean variable, so it is a true. So dot get by title. Okay, I mean that could return many things, so because there could be many. So that's why we have to take the benefit of here as a list of tasks. Task dot get task dot add, we have to just add a task. Okay, and the same thing we have to do right here, because we don't want to be in a situation that task. Okay, so that is added, and what we want to do is get by title, and it should take any log, any string. Okay, any string, and it should return task. So this is what we wanted, and it should take any boolean it should take, I would say, and it should return also task. And this is actually dot task service dot get by title. There is a little bit means it is a uh, I haven't followed the proper naming conventions, so that's why there is a disturbance here. Like, it should not be get by status, it should be find by. Let's just skip this thing, and okay, let's just try to visit all this all last time. uh, so here we have to write title, and the query should be like work. Okay, and this should be like so this should be like status, and query should be like true, all those purposes that are true. And because each and everything is get, so that's why there is no problem, right? We'll face here. I think it's okay. Let's just try to run all the things once again. So this hasn't run fine. Let's just see that what is the issue that here. Okay, I mean, so I understand this was the issue. What is saying, by the way, no value JSON path value dot id, and this would be right here. Means let's just see, because this has actually rightly complained, because right now it is actually running an array, and if you could see, we actually introduced the concept of here length check. I mean, this should be introduced right here. Okay, so this will work fine, and this should work fine, and let's just try to run it again. So all the tests has run fine so far. Let's just do one more thing, like let's just in all the get endpoint, we have actually 4 endpoint get that are related to the get. So what I'm trying to do, I'm just trying to place a debugger in all those endpoint. I have these 4 endpoints, and just trying to run this and see the control comes here or not. It is just for verification that things work fine. Okay, so this is a get status. It has run. If you see, that has run. Get all tasks, return tasks. So in it, this control come here. So I think it's okay. Get tasks. So the controller came here. It's okay. Find by title and the controller come here. It's okay. So it means each and everything has ran fine. Our test has ran fine. I can remove the debugger, and this is what we have written down. Thank you.